Well, good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you all to the show tonight, and I hope everyone had a great. Hey, Susan, good seeing you in here. And here we are on Thursday, and definitely summer is on its way here in Arizona. We've been in the pool a few days, so it's kind of indicative of the temps are getting a little bit higher. So but great weather, and we're still at home ordinance, so we're still respecting the social distancing and and getting out my road bike and going up north into the mountains and all in the hills, and hope everyone's having a really great week. And let's see what's been going on here. We have I'll be Saturday at 5 p.m. at the on my Facebook channel, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and so for those that want to check out the shows over there, they're totally different tunes, different things and different stories and things. So it's they're really they're all new. So with this coming up on, I think number 13, 14 right now, I'm trying to do different tunes every single time, and it really makes it a really nice thing for me, because I get a chance to kind of have this intimate gathering and play some tunes every night. And this is what I typically do in my home here in Cave Creek. So it's been a wonderful media for us to get together and hear some music. So I'm going to start off tonight with a beautiful tune. It's an old tune. Before I go on to tell you what I'm going to play, the trio you saw there was myself with Sinclair, Lott, and the great Roger Shew, who we lost a few years ago. Amazing talent. And I had the great honor to work with him for a few years over in California. And that was an old tune called Sweet Lorraine. And just a great tune, great band, and really swinging. So it's a little different thing when you play solo piano and then with a trio. So what I'm trying to do in all my broadcasts is to get people to see a little bit of my ensemble kind of playing, which is really fun, the trios and the duos and such. And but solo piano is how I pretty much made a living my whole life, since I was like 16 years old. So it's been a long time performing. So the solo thing is, I always tell my students that when you play great solo piano, you're likely to really function quite well in a band setting. It's often harder to go from the band setting and then go play really great solo piano. So it's so if you get the solo piano thing together, often you can really rise to that new kind of challenge with the duos and trios and quartets and whatever. But anyway, this first tune I'm going to play for you is called "I Love You." Enjoy. Well, there you have it. There was "I Love You," and that was again a really common tune that's played often in the jazz world, and it's just really just really nice to get up and play and explore the inner workings of all these tunes. You can play them different ways, and you can really express yourself. So we have Susan in tonight. See anyone else popping in? I'd like to say hello to and see what's happening. Pam, oh man, good seeing you. Great lesson this week, and it's really a nice place, a nice platform for students to go out and actually, I remembered, just for my inspirational aspect of things is to have the opportunity to hear my teacher play. It's always been kind of a fun thing, and this is kind of like what I do in the house at night anyway. So it's like you guys are hearing me in the live element. It's not the recorded element. It's a lot different when you're streaming live because it's it's live. You're not going to take anything back. No mistakes. You don't have a chance to take a second take. So it's really the real deal, and I'm very encouraging, and it's very encouraging out there to see so many players right now in this very difficult time out there putting their best foot forward. I just watched the wonderful presentation from Nicole Pesci, my good friend. She did a great job tonight, and just before I came on, so I'm supporting her. And then I saw so many great things going on in the music world out there. Everyone's just jumping on the bandwagon and becoming part of the virtual world of delivering music. And I got some interesting things I want to talk to you about tonight. Every show, like I say, is going to be different. So you're going to see several broadcasters. Hey, Tim, good seeing you, man. Every show is going to be different. What I do here on YouTube is going to be different than what you're going to see on my Facebook on Saturday. Different tunes, different headings, different things. And today I'm doing, every show I'm going to have a new original composition. This is a time where musicians tend to get very creative. I tell people all the time, since I've been going through this myself and dealing with, I find the piano is it's a real peaceful place for me. It becomes very much a kind of a healing source, and whether good times or bad times, you can find comfort in it. So it really has been a time for me where I'm composing a lot. So I've written. Last week I did Forever April, and if you haven't heard that, I'll be closing the show out with that tune today in place of my friends. I had featured my friend's tune, Ed Saint and Humanity at the very end that you might have seen, but I'll have my tune in there, Forever April. But today I'm featuring a brand new one, and I'll be coming at you real soon. So this next tune coming up is interesting tune. It's done different ways. And I know Chris Stewart calls it a lot. Great alto player and a very dear friend. And I hope to. I kind of chatted with him on in emails recently. And I'm sharing all my new tunes and our ideas about when things settle down here. We're going to hopefully be able to come at you with some really nice duos and trios and things from my house. It would be really great, so you can get some really high quality entertainment in the comfort of your own living room, So we got some good things planned out for us. But this next tune is coming up. It's called Just Friends. I'm gonna do it a little different, and you can play it all different ways. But it's a cool tune. Enjoy. There you have it. Just friends. We get in here. Oh, man, Peter Leone. Oh, my God. Bob Spring. Oh, my God. What an absolute treat. Peter is not only a dear friend, but we go back a million years, man. I used to go see you when I was clubbing back when I was 17, 18-year-old wild man in Boston. Like a million years ago, decades. Peter is a tremendous vocalist and pianist and B3 player, and I'm very happy you had a chance to pop in, Peter. So I hope you're doing well, man, and we got to catch up. This is the cool thing about doing this this live streaming thing is I've connected with so many good friends. Many of you might know, I'm originally from Boston. I was there until about 2003. And then I moved to New Hampshire I developed the first video teaching program in the world back in 1989 and so I was pretty much with that. And I moved to New Hampshire in, I think, 93. And then I went up to 93, and then I was there for 11 years. Then I moved up to Arizona. So I have a really big hold and a warm place in my heart for all my buds in Boston and that whole South Shore and around Berkeley, and so I know all the guys around Berkeley College. And back in the day. Peter will understand this. He was Peter did all the big wedding and functions. He was the king of that stuff, man. But even the guys like myself, we were playing 6-7 nights a week all the time. There were gigs all the time. Unlike it is, surely like it is now. But even before this all happened, the gigs are fewer and far between. So. But anyway, this next tune, I've done a lot of writing, and the last tune I wrote for last week's show was called Forever April. because I get up every day and it's like, man, is this another day in April? It's like forever. It's just going to feel like April's going to go on for a million years. So it's so this next tune I wrote, and I wrote it in the dark. I write all these tunes typically in the dark with my phone off to the side of the piano, and I just record it, and I grab pieces, and and it all comes together that way. This next tune is the first time I'm playing this one for anyone. It's called More Tomorrows, and it's kind of like, what are you doing tomorrow? Well, kind of the same thing I did today. It's kind of like there's just more of the same, and hopefully we'll have this big cloud removed from us real soon, and we'll all be back in a better place. I don't know about you all, but I've come to a very humbling place, I suppose. It almost resets your DNA and your overall values and things. What's really important. As I FaceTime my kids, and I haven't seen my kids or my granddaughter, and I know Seema hasn't seen her family either. So it's a tough time, to be removed from the loved ones like this. But it's I think we're going to come out of this in hopefully a better place. And I hate to say it, it's almost like this forcing of you to be calm and relaxed is almost going to be, in some respects, missed. And and I don't say that in any way, in any disrespect, because my heart goes out to all over the world. And this is the great thing about. I've met so many people just from doing these broadcasts. I see Japan just popped in here, and I just want to say hello. And it's a tremendous thing. I said Italy, talk to someone from Italy, and everyone's sharing this whole, really dramatic life we're in right now. So my heart goes out to everyone. So hopefully you can unplug a little bit here and hear some music, and. So I'm going to play my original called More Tomorrows, and I got something really cool to show you after that. Okay, hold on. Okay, so More Tomorrows. Here we go. There you have it. That was my original called More Tomorrows. And that was, again, inspired by this whole, time at home and with a purpose to try to have something that's going to be a little bit more, it give me some memory, of this time and place. And I sure will remember telling the story 5 years from now about when I play More Tomorrows or Forever April. We hear some of the other names of the ones coming up. So I've been pretty busy writing. And so at this time, I want to talk a little bit about my life, and it's kind of I don't know about you all, but it's really a great time when you spend so much time alone to really reflect, on what we got going on in our life. And I look here, I see Lenny Whitmore. He's from the South Shore, and it's been 25 years ago in New Hampshire, and he says, we sound better now. Well, it comes with age, Lenny. You do this, Len, for 50 years. It's one of those kind of things where, you become more comfortable with it and more mature in your sound and everything. But thank you. It's very kind words. But I'm getting very, very reflective on myself of what I've done in my life and where I'm going with my life and all that stuff, So for those that might not know this, I teach by video correspondence. I have been one of the first in the world to do this. And 1989, I got written up in Keyboard Magazine and different publications. In fact, let me show you right now. I put this and hopefully it comes out. There I am with long hair and a mustache with the big camera over my head. You can't see it, but the microphone. And then that was the Patriot Ledger. That was a big newspaper on the South Shore. Here's me when I moved up to New Hampshire with this trapeze thing over my 7-foot piano and the big camera here. I have the big SVHS camera overhead with halogen lights. Here's a big story video. Piano teacher never meets his students. And here I am with the Boston Herald. Here's a good shot of the camera. There's a good shot of my curly hair and mustache and sign of the times. I think this is 1991. And here I am with the Sunday Enterprise in Brockton. They did a nice thing. Brockton musician blends piano video and the Postman. So it was a big deal back then. It was like, and then lastly I have one here. This is a Video Maker magazine. It was a big video publication thing. They wrote a whole story about me in the Video Maker magazine. So that's kind of like my life in a nutshell here, how this all started. So to this day, I still teach piano by video correspondence. There's my camera up front. You can't really see it. It's pretty dark in here right now, but I have a camera up front. I get 2 cameras overhead. I have lapel mic I usually wear, and there's my microphone in the piano. I'm using the Earthworks professional microphone, and I'm an artist for the company, and it's so nice I can't even say this particular microphone is. It is like it would be taking away my right arm if that thing ever goes away, because it has become such a part of my productivity here in my studio for all my recordings. And this is where the piano's sounding so good coming through. Everyone's saying it's coming through real nice through the stream, and see how it's coming out in Japan and all the way to Denmark. So this is coming from Cave Creek, Arizona, with a 6'1" Conservatory Yamaha. This is a good piano, by the way, and it's it really is nice, and it's really comforting for me to be able to play piano for in an intimate setting like this for all you people, and in my own home. So it's something really cool about it. So this is not something that's going to go away. It's going to be around for a while. I'm hoping I'm going to for sure be continuing doing this when things get back to somewhat of a norm, whatever the new norm is going to be. And I see Dan Young is in here. And I see Kenny just popped in. Heidi from Elberg, Denmark. Yeah, man. It's so nice, so nice. This is like this is what's nice about the YouTube platform, is it's more of an international kind of scene, and as opposed to Facebook, even though Facebook can be, but with YouTube, I have all my videos up there. So this is another time that I would like to, I'm going to play another tune, then I got some really cool news I'm going to tell you. But this next tune, I know you'll get it. It's really it's an old one. Not many people play it. And I play a lot of these old tunes, and this is but it's not because I'm old. It's because I was playing them back when I was 18. I was playing Tenderly and Don't Blame Me and Sweet Lorraine and all those tunes. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, thank you for the heads up. It's nice to have some real musical ears giving me the thumbs up from Boston. Because Peter's kind of he's got his ear chops together. But yeah, the piano's really in tune too. So I got a great piano tuner up here. So I tell people, I said some people get attached to the hairdressers, but I get attached to my piano tuner. My piano tuner is gone. I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? But it's a cool thing. But I'm gonna continue now with a great tune called "What's New." Well, there you have it. That was "What's New." Again, an old tune, and it's something that oh yeah, Antonio Carlos Jobim for sure. He's one of my favorites, you know. So on that note, why don't we play So Jobim? It's I'm gonna play the let's play Wave. How's that sound? But before we get on to that, I want to make a special announcement. My website, pianoinstruction.com. I have 2 books out there right now. I play piano in 6 weeks or less. I have the beginner book out there. It's been out for about 10 years. We sold over 350,000 copies of it. And then we have the second book out. The intermediate book is out, and it's doing quite well too. And what we've done for those books to make the book experience really great for people is we're giving them free videos to all the to anyone that gets the book. You know, so it's really kind of it's a home run because they get all these videos of me playing that to make the book experience more successful for the students. So that's up on my website. But we decided as a because of this coronavirus, we're really going to feel for everyone being at home, and I'm getting a lot of interest in people wanting to maybe restart playing piano again, or express that interest being home and taking up that activity. So we're making it very easy for you. Everything on my website is open. Everything, 100%. Just go on there and register and have fun and just go through all the stuff on there. And there's some old stuff, some new things. The book, of course, you'll need the book, for a beginning. And, of course, if anyone wants to do any studying with me personally, with my correspondence, absolutely just reach out to me, Dan at pianoinstruction.com, and I'll get a chance to talk to you, and we'll tell you more on how that works. But my website is open to the general public now. Everything is free on there, okay? So we're doing that as a kind of a goodwill, as a way to just share the love and the music and let people have a good time, and see if we can spark some interest there. And if anything I could do to help more, just chime in on me, and I'll be glad to help you out. So anyway, I'm gonna kind of go off my schedule here, but because Jobim is just wonderful. I love Jobim music, and we're gonna do I'm gonna do Wave for you. Okay, enjoy. got so many chords in here from my gear. There you have it. Wave. Let's see who we got in here. Oh, man. It's, Beth Woods. Good seeing you, Beth. Trisha. And Danny's there. Good seeing you guys. Thanks for the support, as always. Again, Joe Beam is one of those just delightful characters, boy. He's just been around. He's just a mainstay. It's just his music is so wonderful to play. I'm going to continue now with a really, really cool Horace Silver piece, and I know some of you will know it. And it used to be the theme song for Eric in the Evening. I remember back in the and Peter Leone would remember this. Oh, it's Peter. Charlie Banakis is smiling down on me. Man, he's probably saying, "Yeah, man, come on, man, beautiful, man." Charlie was like responsible for me being here amongst a few other really great influential teachers I had, but Charlie was the best, and God rest his soul. He's just oh my God, I think of him, almost every day, But thank you, Peter, for mentioning that. But this next piece was featured on Eric in the Evening. Anyone have any guesses? Len would know this. It was his theme song. It's called Horace Silver, Peace. I'm going to play it for you now. You have it, Peace. And again, it's a Horace Silver tune. And again, every time I play that, I think of Eric in the Evening. He was that great source behind let's see, what was it? I'm trying to think of the network. Anyway, it was just the jazz channel. I should know. It's been over 20 years since I've been in Boston, but but he was a very, very influential cat. So anyway, yeah, Peace is the tune, and so anyway, I want to thank you all for coming through tonight. This has been a very special thing for me because it, as we all know, we really want to play, and it's this is a perfect opportunity for us to all get together and unwind a little bit, and hopefully the music could be a incredible kind of release and relaxation for everyone. And I put a post up the other day, and I was doing a lesson, and Jim Avakian, oh man, this is a talented cat too. Another one of my former students over in L.A. Good guy. But anyway, where was I going? Oh, I did a post recently on Facebook, and I was a student did his first attempt on a transcription, and it was really, really, really cool. He put in a Chet Baker tune, and it was and Chet Baker, as we know, he's just WGBH. Lenny. I'm multitasking. I see all these things going by, but yeah, it's where was I going? I'm losing my train of thought here. Yeah. Anyway. So the point being is Chet Baker is the very melodic player. So when someone's transcribing, it's a lot easier than playing all these fast bop things. And I remember when I was studying, and I used to have to transcribe every single lesson. Bud Powell, Oscar Peterson, transcribe, and that's where I get all my technique. But it's something that it is just. It's really cool to listen to someone like Chet Baker that's so laid back and even laying back on his melodies and everything. So the student was so rewarded when he did this, and it felt so good to him. I told him, I said, man, it's an infectious kind of thing. So I told him to be careful, though, that you don't overstep that, because sometimes it can just take control of everything else you're doing on your lessons, and you just transcribe all the time. But I have 3 parts in transcription, and for players out there, you guys will dig this. It's when you're practicing. When I studied, I had to study initially with Harvey Diamond. Harvey Diamond was an extraordinary player. He studied with the great Lenny Tristano, and Lenny Tristano has all these wild voicings, 68 dominant sevenths and 38 major sevenths. I teach all that stuff in my studies, and it's pretty advanced stuff for left hand, and all these great voicings and great color and things. But Harvey used to have me from the first lesson. He said, I want you to go sing along with the record. Now, picture me as an 18, 19-year-old kid with no voice. I wasn't a singer, man, and I was like, what? I'm going to sing, man. I used to have to come in and sing Lester Young and Sonny Stitt and Charlie Parker and Bud Powell and Monty Alexander and sing these solos. And I look back today, it was one of the greatest things I ever had to do. Just sat there, and he had an old KLH record player, and I'd go into his brownstone on Commonwealth Ave, and I'd see Harvey there, and he'd sit in the corner. He'd have on his kind of Keith Jarrett robe on, man. It was like, he's like having some sunflower seeds, and it's like, and I'd be playing this big concert piano for my lesson, and at the end of the lesson, he would say, oh, let's do your tune, and I have to sit there and sing these tunes, man. And what it does, it really instills the jazz force and feeling inside you, and it's really important. It really is, and people don't really realize that. You think you're going to be a great jazz musician, and if you don't listen to jazz, you won't be. It's just as simple as that. You have to kind of learn the language. It's like if you want to speak good French, you're not going to speak it just by studying it. You have to go out there and speak the language and integrate with people, so, and learn the language. So what I did is I did that. And when I went with Charlie Banakis, now mind you, I had just been singing with records with Harvey. So I went with Charlie. I walked in. The first lesson, Dan, Barry Harris, I said, yeah, man, I'm a little bit familiar. I didn't really know that much about him, and I was young, and he says, go do Dance of the Infidels and play it back for me next week. And I went and I practiced I was doing 8 hours a day when I was with Charlie, 8 and 10 hours a day practicing, and then I did this, and but I notated it, and I thought that was so cool because then I could go back in and play all the stuff, and so it had the different side of the coin where Harvey was going more for the oral thing where you're listening to it and then you're playing it by ear as opposed to writing it out. And Charlie had me writing it out. So I go a step further with my students. I have you not only write it out, but then I have you play licks in all keys. And Charlie did that with my lesson. He'd go through my transcriptions and he'd go circle all my licks, and he'd sometimes you'd have 100 licks, and he'd say, okay, do them all in all keys, man. So it's like, baba doop deep da 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 da, do it. And it was like an immense amount of work. So I do that, and then I do. So you play those in all keys. So there's transcribing. You got to play it back, which is going to give you the technique and the feel and the articulation in your hands, and then you do the licks. So that's my 3 parts. But anyway, again, I want to thank you all for coming. I got stories, a million stories, because I've been around a long time, and I really want to thank you all for. Let's see who we got here. We got Kenny Lynn, WGBH. That was it. That was WGBH. Oh my God, Danny Doyle. He met Horace Silver, New York City. Yeah, it's just a lot of these great players. The music is kind of this international language, and it's everyone just loves it. That's really into it. So we're all like, whether we're it's sad times to be unemployed with it, I see all the musicians right now that are really, really affected by it, but, everyone is, you get car dealerships and doctors and, everything, everyone, so to some capacity. So I want to send my blessings out to everyone, and hopefully you can weather through the storm here. This next tune I want to leave you with is one that I think I might have given it to a student of mine that's still on here. So Pam, I think keep your ears open. I'm pretty sure, if I remember, I have a lot of students, so I'm kind of like trying to remember what I assigned, but it's a cool tune by Ruby Bloom, and it's called, let's see, what's it? Give Me the Simple Life. And it's something I wanted to end this particular broadcast with, that because life has become simpler, and sometimes it's a big wake-up call for a lot of us. So hope you enjoy it, okay? I'll be right back. Well, there you have it. That was the "Give Me the Simple Life," and let's see. Yeah, it's like when you Pam. It was your tune. This is one more than I would learn if left to. This is again a lot of these tunes I pull out. And a lot of times people just aren't they're not dialed into them, you know. So I throw them these great tunes and it's like, wow, man, this is really a cool tune, and it just comes from playing so much solo piano playing, you know. Thank you, Peter, for stopping in, man. This last tune I'm going to leave you with is I'm gonna leave the screen, but I have a pre-recorded thing for you all to listen to. It was my tune, "Forever April." And I'm playing it. I initially wrote it as a bossa nova, but it was I played it more as a ballad, and I think here it's a really cool tune. I hope you enjoy it. And again, everyone make the very best of this. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do, because you're notified. And this is going to be a big place where I'm going to be putting a lot of content, and a lot of my videos and everything will end up here. And for those that want to get a hold of me personally, feel free to email me, dan@pianoinstruction.com. And remember, my website, pianoinstruction.com, is open now, so you can go in there and have a field day and have some fun. But again, a lot of it, you know, is left up to your own doing. There's some cool things there with my 9/1 improvisation and texture releases, all this cool stuff that I teach. But you know, but in my private studies, I get into a really in-depth absorption of it with all kinds of breakdown levels and things. So anyway, I want to wish everyone a very blessed week, and I hope everyone is faring okay. And it's my pleasure to be part of this and bring music and bring you all together. And I look forward to it each day. It's my excitement of my day. And it's funny, when I was playing on this tune, and one of my things I used to have to do is play a tune for an hour. You know, how you like that one, students? It was like Harvey Diamond, play the tune for an hour, man. So, of course, you got to have enough dialogue so you can kind of work the piano for an hour and try to make it fresh and new, and, you know, use the whole piano. So it's always fun. So anyway, I'll be here next Thursday at 7 o'clock. And Saturday, if you want to pop into my Facebook, my personal Facebook page, it's open to the public, and that's going to be 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Mountain Standard Time is the same as the Pacific time right now. So that's it's like 3 hours difference from the East Coast. So anyway, until next time, you guys all have a great, great night, and God bless. Take care. See ya. Bye.